In today's video, I'm be going over how much I managed to generate from my self-publishing business during the month of November, how I managed to do it, and how you can get started with it as well. What is going on, guys? My name is Dane. If you're new here, welcome to this channel. On this channel, I talk all about self-publishing books on Amazon, online entrepreneurship, and just lifestyle in general. So if that kind of thing interests you, make sure you subscribe, drop a like on the video, and hit the notification bell so you know when I post new videos. In today's video, you already saw what I said in the intro, but we're going to be going over my income report for the month of November 2020 for my self-publishing business that I publish books through Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing, Audible, ACX, and a little bit through a couple other platforms. But the main ones being Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing, so paperbacks and ebooks, and then Audible, which are obviously audiobooks. I don't want to waste any time. Let's just get right into this video. I'm going to be talking all about what I made this month, how I managed to do it, and how you can get started with it as well. So we're in my computer here now, and you can see on screen, we got November 2020 self-publishing income report. So basically what it sounds like, we're going over a report of what I managed to pull in from my self-publishing business during the month of November, okay? So let's jump into the first part of these slides, which is if you're new here, if you haven't really heard of this online business model before, basically what I'm doing is to earn this income is self-publishing books through Amazon and a couple other platforms, like I already said. And I find in-demand topics, niches, hire talented ghostwriters to write these books. So I don't even write them, okay? I hire people through platforms like Upwork. There's one called Hot Ghostwriter. There's a bunch of other ones, but mainly focused on hiring ghostwriters, not writing these things myself. I'm making outlines for them. I'm finding the topics and all the popular things, but I'm not doing all the writing. And for the most part, these books are over 15,000 words each. And for someone who doesn't love writing, hiring a ghostwriter is the next best thing. And that's the way that I do it. And that's the way I streamline the business. And then I handle all the marketing and selling myself as well. Okay. So I do all the launching, the promoting, the selling, the Amazon ads, all that stuff is handled by me. And then a few other things are outsourced. The main one being the ghostwriting. Okay. This online business is still relatively unheard of. Okay. So if you clicked on this video, you found me from some random source, you probably haven't heard of self-publishing books through Amazon. You probably know what self-publishing is, the whole idea behind it, but you haven't heard of this online business that anyone can get into and do literally starting tomorrow. It's not a very difficult business, and once you grasp the idea of how it works, it's super simple. So let's get into what I managed to pull in from this business, and then I'll show you exactly how you can get started with it as well at the end of this video, okay? So as you see on screen here, these are my numbers from my paperback and ebooks, which I sell on Amazon only. This is strictly from Amazon. This is from all the different marketplaces. So the US one, Canadian one, and UK one being the big three for me. And then there's a few other ones that we sell on as well. But the majority of these royalties, as you can see on screen here, $11,898 I managed to generate in the month of November from my paperback and ebook books that I sell on Amazon. Okay, so this is for my ebooks, my paperback books. I haven't even talked about my audiobooks yet, but November 2020, this has definitely been one of my biggest months to date, and it's thanks to a few main books. You can see on the bottom there's a bar graph. The different colors represent different books. So you can see the blue at the bottom. I think that means the rest of my books. And then the ones in between the blue and the tan on the top are individual books. And the tan one is my bestseller. As you can see, it does sell a lot more than a lot of the other books. And right now, since it's Q4, sales are definitely up and we're doing pretty good. Definitely getting a lot of sales organically, lots of sales from Amazon ads, but I'll go over all that stuff at the end, okay? If you're Canadian like me, so you have an idea, in the Canadian dollar, that's $15,454 I managed to pull in during the month of November, okay? That's from, again, paperbacks and ebooks. And before we move on into the next slide, I realized after I finished recording this, I forgot to do one thing. And a couple people asked me to do this last time just to make things 100% believable. So I just make sure I wasn't lying or anything like that. But my royalties, they wanted me to refresh the screen on my dashboard. So let's quickly go do that before we move into the Audible stuff. Okay, and then we'll move back into it, all right? So let's go over to the actual KDP royalty estimator here, and this is done directly through Amazon.com. It is just the KDP reports. It's a beta right now. I can show you the other one too, but this one's better. It shows it a lot more clearly. So right now I'm in Canadian dollars. Let's switch to US dollars and it'll refresh, I guess, but I'll click the refresh button just so you guys don't think I'm lying or anything like that. Oh, it's on this month. Let's go to last month. And you can see on the screen, $11,898 in royalties from my publishing business. Okay, just want to make sure that was clear. so no one thought I was like lying or anything like that. So now that's clear. Let's go back into the Audible part. In terms of audiobooks, so we publish through ACX and Audible. Those are the two platforms that help us get our books, or the ACX platform helps us get our book onto Audible is what I should say. And since Audible and ACX don't have a very good dashboard, and I said this in the last income report, which I'm going to try making these videos probably on a month-to-month basis, just talking about my income report, because people seem to like them. They like to have an idea of what they can generate from this self-publishing business model. So I do plan on making maybe one of these per month just to update people and keep myself accountable so I can keep earning what I'm earning from my self-published books. Okay, so again, the ACX dashboard is kind of not very good and it's not even updated right now. I don't know when it's going to update. ACX is just taking forever for some reason, so I'll just put a rough estimate down here. And basically what they give you is a rough estimate on their site anyways. But during November, I sold around 1,100 units, so 1,100 audiobooks. And at an average royalty of around $3.90 each, I made around $4,290 from Audible audiobooks, okay, during the month of November. And what I should say when I go back to these ones, these are the royalties that I'm earning from books. These aren't sales numbers. These are actually what I'm earning. Okay, so if this was counting like my actual book prices, which are usually around $9.99 to $14.99, this number would be way higher. This is counting what I make from a sale on a book, which is an average between like $3.50 to $5 per book. Okay, that's what I'm earning. Okay, royalties are my amount earned per book, just so you guys know. Okay, and then this is the other platform I talked about at the beginning, and Ingram Spark kind of helps us sell more books. It distributes to more sellers, retailers, like actual stores. So it'll actually distribute my paperback books and also hardback forms of my books to other retailers around the world. And it just kind of gets you an extra amount of money every single month. It's super passive. Once I put the book on there, it just sells. I don't have to do any marketing or anything. They just distribute it to sellers and I get paid, okay? It doesn't earn a whole lot, but it's very passive, like I just said. Once I put a book on it and leave it, it's there forever. And my earnings during November were roughly around $600, okay? So pretty good numbers just for randomly putting books onto, well, not randomly, but putting books on Ingram Spark, letting them sit there and just having it be a passive income every single month. Ingram Spark is definitely a good resource to get into. If you're self-publishing right now and you don't have your books on Ingram Spark, get them on Ingram Spark. You're leaving money on the table if you're not. So the total income for this month, once we add up KDP, so paperbacks, ebooks, Audible, audiobooks, and also my Ingram Spark income, which was $600 at the end there, total in USD is $16,788 coming in royalties earning, okay, during the month of November. In Canadian, that's $21,732, okay? So if you're from Canada, that's the conversion there. If you're from the US, you can see how much different the US and Canadian dollar are when you look at that, okay? So here are my costs though, okay? So I wanna go over my costs because I don't wanna just tell you guys what I earned and not talk about my costs. I wanna talk about profit here, okay? Because profit is what matters, not revenue, okay? So let's go over my costs and I'll give you a final profit amount afterwards, okay? So during November, I spent $6,400 on Amazon ads, and that is a very big chunk of money. And there are a few reasons for that. One of the niches that one of my best sellers is in is very, very competitive. So the Amazon ads and cost per clicks and all these kind of things, if you want to go into all the details, are very, very expensive. So I do end up spending quite a bit. It's still profitable, but again, it's competitive. So I do spend a little bit more than I'd like to. I do want to get that cost down. Another factor that goes into that is it's Q4 right now. There's way more books being sold, way more traffic on Amazon, way more people clicking, way more people spending money. And in order to make money, you gotta spend money. So Amazon ads do end up costing a bit. It is my main helper when it comes to generating income from my books. Amazon ads obviously are native to the Amazon platform, so that's where I'm gonna get most of my sales from. Writing, I actually ordered 2 books in a pack, and I managed to get the price down from a writer to $900. It's a writer that I've been working with for a while. So I ordered 2 new books this month, around $900 in total. Narration, get any books on Audible. I didn't do that this month, so it was $0. Promotions, I spent around $100 on promotions, so promoting things to my list. Other external lists, getting more reviews on my books from those lists. And I'm not going to go into detail how that all works. If you want to learn how that works, I do have a free course down below you can join to learn how to do all my publishing and everything like that. But promotions this month, around $100. Other costs, books, freelancers, Facebook ads, etc., around $500. And that is taking into account having like an Amazon ads manager on a month-to-month basis, a copywriter, okay, around $500 during the month of November. In total, I spent $7,903 during the month of November. That's in USD, by the way, I didn't put it there. But you have an idea for how much I ended up spending during the month of November, which is a pretty big chunk, but I ended up making a lot more. So it's not a huge deal, but this clearly proves you gotta spend money to make money. Okay. And by all means, you don't have to spend that much money in your publishing business. You can spend $1,000 a month if you wanted to with your Amazon ads on your books and all that stuff and bring in more money. Okay. You can profit from that. But if you want to scale and earn a lot more, of course, you're gonna have to spend a little bit more. And you can see for me right now, it's Q4. It's super busy. Amazon ads are super expensive. So that's kind of why things are adding up like that. Anyways, once you take off that cost, my profit for the month of November in USD is $8,855. In Canadian, that's $11,463. Okay, so pretty good chunk there of money, and it actually turned out to be a little bit more than last month, which was $8,237, which is $10,919 in Canadian. So slowly improving, and compared to last year, I think I managed to make in November like $2,000 or $3,000 from publishing. This month it's $8,000, or in Canadian, $11,463. So quite a big change in 1 year's time. Obviously, every single year looking to improve and get better and better. So now that you know how much money I managed to pull in from my publishing business during the month of November, let's go over what kind of contributed to these numbers, all right? So first thing on the list there, you can see not being afraid to invest in Amazon ads. And I already talked about what I think of that. The spending is a little bit on the higher end for those ads. But again, gotta spend money to make money, and Amazon ads are my main source of traffic coming to my books. So I think it's justified for me to spend money on them, but I would like to get the cost down a little bit more. Another thing is focusing on seasonal / holiday style books. So right now is Thanksgiving time and Christmas is coming up. I have a few Christmas and Thanksgiving themed books that are selling pretty well. And if you want to learn more about those, I do have a video on YouTube here that's all about seasonal and DIY style books, as I call them. Okay, and those are what are selling quite well right now. I also leveraged a list of people to promote my books to. So my list and other paid ones, like I talked about when it came to the promotions bit back there. I also make sure I focused on quality, and focusing on single books instead of pumping out a bunch. Okay. I used to do this and I tested it out in the summer. I made like 10 books at once, published them, and just to see how they would do. I kind of learned from that. It's definitely a mistake. From now on, I've just been publishing one after another, focusing on the launch for that one book and then moving on to the next. And that seems to be doing well for me. And finally, I took advantage of high potential keywords by focusing multiple books around them, okay? And what you can do is make multiple books. Say for Christmas, I can make a Christmas edition from this one keyword, and then make a Thanksgiving edition out of that one keyword, make a kids edition, parents edition, whatever you want to call it. I do focus on that a lot, which takes advantage of that single keyword that's very profitable. And then I can make a bunch of versions that are all centered around that individual keyword, okay? So those are my main things that contribute to these numbers. And finally, if you're curious about what my portfolio consists of, my self-publishing portfolio with all of my books in it, currently I have around 30 books that I actually promote via KDP, Audible, Amazon ads, and other marketing channels. I have over 50 books that I've published, but the main ones that I promote or make up the bulk of my portfolio are around like 30 of them, okay? My current split of books consists of these, all right? 55% DIY style books, which are around 7,000 to 10,000 words in length each, okay? And I have tons of videos on there. So if you want to learn more about them, you can find one of the videos on my channel where I talk about DIY style books, or you can join the free course down below, which I'll talk about in a sec. 40% of my portfolio is consistent of long form books, which are 25,000 to 30,000 or more words. And personally, I always make sure I have both DIY and long form style books in my portfolio so they can work together because they do complement each other. It's tough to have a portfolio that consists of only one of them. Like, to give you an example, I think I talked about this in a previous video. If I had only ever stuck with long form books and never made these DIY style books and add those to my portfolio would only be like half of what it is now, okay? So they contribute a lot to both my portfolios in terms of income, and when they're both together, they work very well. Finally, I have 5% low content books, which are like activity books, word search books, all those kinds of things. I have around 5% of those. I'd like to have more, but I just haven't really got into that style of book. But I do plan on getting into it in the future. It's just like right now my focus is on DIY style and long form books as they are making me the most money, okay? And finally, I have around 30 audiobooks, and they range from 3 to 10 hours long in length each. So that is my income report for the month of November. And now you have an idea for how I do it. And you also have an idea for what my publishing portfolio consists of. You have an idea what they are. You probably want to know how to make those kinds of books. You want to know how to make this kind of business work for you. You want to know how you can start generating that kind of income. If that is you who's asking all these questions, I do have a free program down below, 100% free. It's going to walk you through all the different strategies and all the different things that I implement into my publishing business, how I got started, how you can also get started, and again, 100% free. So if that kind of thing interests you, make sure you click the link in the description down below this video. We have a full Facebook group with over 2,000 members in it now. The program has over 4,500 people enrolled in it. So yeah, it definitely is proven. There's tons of people who've gotten tons of good numbers from it. And the Facebook community is also very positive and it's very helpful. So if you have any questions or anything like that, you can always ask a question in the Facebook group and either me or someone in there will answer the question right away. Super supportive, and it's going to walk you through from A to Z. If you have no idea how to publish a book, it's going to take you from complete beginner to someone who knows how to publish their first book. Okay. So if you want to join Publisher Startup, that's what it's called. It's in the description down below this video. Hope to see you in there, okay? Anyways, that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got some insight and you have an idea for a new business venture, which is self-publishing. If you came into this video brand new, you didn't even know about it, and you saw the potential, you saw what you can earn from it. I showed you my numbers there, over 16,000 in revenue, and then again, I showed you the profit, which was just under $9,000 profit from this past month. So it's pretty good income. In Canadian, it's like over $11,000. I forget exactly what it was, but it's pretty good for me. But anyways, if you want to learn how to get in there, make sure you join the free course down below. And if you like my videos, make sure you subscribe, drop a like on them, and turn the notification bell on so you know when I post new videos. I try to post new videos every single week. I've been doing pretty good for the last few weeks, so I'm going to try and keep up with that consistently for the next few. But anyways, hopefully you enjoyed it. That's pretty much it for today, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.